We now have some amazing news regarding Dragon Age the Veilguard, and despite the immense amount of skepticism and worries that Dragon Age fans and honestly video game and RPG fans have about BioWare's upcoming next title, we do have some really great news for people that are waiting for some reviews to see before they decide to spend their hard-earned money on this next release. And before we get into it, thank you guys so much for the support. We're almost at 400 subscribers. I really appreciate all of the help. If you guys are interested in gaming news and gaming reviews, and this is your first time on the channel and you do like what you see, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Now, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the embargo. When are you going to be able to see reviews for Dragon Age the Veilguard so you can decide before the game comes out if you want to actually spend your hard-earned money on this game? Because like I mentioned, there's a lot of people, including myself, that are worried about a lot of what this game has to offer. But Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming, who is also an industry insider as well, he posted on Twitter that the embargo is going to be released on the 28th, and people are going to start releasing their reviews starting on the 28th, so 3 days before the game's initial release on October 31st. And this is enormous news because as early as the start of this week, there had been leaks that review copies had already been sent out. Obviously, I didn't get one. I have 300 subscribers. However, a lot of other big YouTubers and a lot of gaming journalist sites and things like that have probably already been playing this game, most likely for a couple of days now, hopefully forming their entire review so you, as the consumer, someone who is skeptical or worried or just plain excited about this game to see what it's actually going to be like from start to finish, you are going to have whatever assumptions you have confirmed or denied based on what these reviews are going to show, and we're going to have that multiple days before the game comes out. So again, as someone who is also worried and skeptical, do not pre-order this game. There's no reason to pre-order this game. All that it really does is give you some appearance options. There's not, you know, a 3-day early access where you're basically just playing the game late versus everyone else who's playing it early. There's nothing in terms of actual other content or quests or anything you get from pre-ordering the game. So do not pre-order the game. Wait till these reviews come out, hopefully on the 28th, before you decide whether this is a game that you might want to play or this is a game you're going to pass on. And I want to talk about this again. I am very happy they are sending out review copies early. I am very happy they're sending out review copies in general. BioWare, ahead of this release, whatever you want to say about BioWare and the things they've done in the past, they seem very confident they have a good game on their hands. And maybe the game's terrible. We do not actually know, other than what we've seen so far and what we've heard from YouTubers and whoever went to the pre-release event, but I want to break down the confidence they have in this game. Again, number one, like I just mentioned with the pre-orders, there is nothing you're getting with the extra additions other than the base game, other than appearance items. And the base game is only $60. It is not a $70 release like a lot of other games are, specifically AAA games nowadays in today's gaming industry and climate. On top of this, they are releasing it on Steam day one. You do not have to play this game on the EA launcher if you're on PC. In addition to all of this, they're not including any third-party DRM in their game. This is huge for people that play games with the DRM that just experience immense amount of bugs and instability issues because they include this DRM in the game. It's always a net negative for companies to do this, but obviously publishers want to save themselves from getting their games pirated, etc. Whatever, we have a whole other video talking about that. In addition to all of this, I want to talk really quickly about the pre-release event where they literally gave content creators over 6 to 7 hours to just play the game. I think up until the end of Act 2, I believe it was, which is almost unheard of from game companies to do. Usually you get like an hour or two, maximum 3 hours, from at least what I've heard. I've never been invited to these things myself, obviously, but that's what pretty much everybody says. You don't really ever see a company giving 6 to 7 hours of just completely unfiltered. You just play it how you want to play it however long you want to play it, and we go from there, and then you can just talk about your experiences. We don't see that very often for games. And this leads me into my next point, which I think is very good news, at least for BioWare as a studio. They're getting a lot of pre-orders from what we can tell, or a lot more at least than I thought they were going to get. Now, again, I want to preface, I don't think you should pre-order this game. I don't think pre-ordering does anything for the consumer other than just kind of be a net negative, but the fact that BioWare is not really giving anything in their pre-orders or their higher up editions for this game, and they're still getting a lot of pre-orders, I think is very good. If you look on Steam right now, you can see the only 2 games that are selling higher that obviously haven't come out yet are Sonic the Hedgehog and Black Ops 6, which a game like Black Ops 6 is giving way more for any pre-orders or better editions than a game like Dragon Age is giving. It's also more expensive, but I think just overall the consumer practices and the confidence BioWare has in their game and in this property right now is definitely giving the consumer a lot more confidence in them that they have a good product, and then in turn giving them a lot more pre-orders, at least again, than I thought they were gonna get before this game releases. And one more time, don't pre-order this game, don't feed into any of that, but I just think it's a really good sign, at least for BioWare, to show if you have good consumer practices, then the consumer's gonna trust you and buy your game. And overall, I just want to say, and I've said it in my previous videos, I'm going to be reviewing this game. I'm going to put out a review on this channel, whether it's good or bad, and tell you guys my honest opinions. I'm not going to be biased on this. If it's a bad game, I want to make sure everybody knows it is a bad game and you shouldn't spend your money on it. And if it's a bad game, I really think this might be a nail in the coffin for BioWare. If BioWare delivers a good product here, it could completely change people's perceptions of them, but if they make a bad product, this could be the last game, in my opinion, BioWare ever releases. So they have their backs up against the wall, and I really think that's why they are being so confident in this release and trying to at least make the best game possible, which again, we don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I think back against the wall, that is usually when people make their best decisions and people make their best products. So yeah, just a pretty short video today. I appreciate you guys watching. Comment down below what you guys think about all this. Are you still excited for Dragon Age? Are you not excited for Dragon Age? Are you very skeptical and worried like I am about this game, but still excited for it and optimistic that hopefully BioWare makes something good? If you guys like this video, like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.